character who lived in a flat on Coverdale Road in Shepherd's Bush. He came here from West Germany some 20 years ago. He trained there as a barrister, but he worked in London as a sub-editor for Butterworth's, the law publishers. And our reconstruction begins there on Monday, the 18th of September, just off the Strand. Christoph Schliak had asked for the afternoon off work. He gave no reason, but it was something he often did. His colleagues thought he may have had a drink problem. He left at lunchtime and probably took the Central Line to Shepherd's Bush. He dressed distinctively with a waistcoat and gold pocket watch, a trilby hat and monocle. He carried a book to read in a green carrier bag. On this Monday, it was Oblomov by the Russian writer Goncharov. Once at Shepherd's Bush, he would probably have walked across the green towards the Bush pub. Christoph was a regular in the pubs around Shepherd's Bush. At about 3 o'clock, he was joined by another regular in the pub.
What, no work today?
Oh, I have taken the afternoon off. Would you like a drink?
I'd love one.
They chatted for an hour, and she remembers he was in good spirits. Later that afternoon, a witness saw Christoph leave with 2 men. At about 5 o'clock, he was seen in the White Horse pub nearby on the Uxbridge Road.
Is my sandwich ready yet?
He was sitting alone, reading. But later on, witnesses remember him chatting with 2 men and buying them rounds of drinks.
Him again?
The barmaid recalls he ordered the same 3 drinks throughout the evening.
Please, vodka and Coke, pint of Guinness and pint of lager. Thank you, my dear.
At about 8 o'clock, an argument took place.
I am offended by that remark. I am totally disgusted with you.
He stormed off, but was next seen calmly chatting to one of the locals. Then a disagreement broke out over at the pool table. Someone tried to jump the queue.
I'm on next.
No, I don't think so. What's your name?
Sam, I'm on the board.
No, you're not up next.
It was the man in the black leather jacket who'd been sitting with Christoph. He called himself Sam, and witnesses recognised a strong Dublin accent. The landlord came over to sort the problem out.
Is your name Sam?
Yeah.
You're 10th in line on the pool table, OK.
Right.
Shortly afterwards, Christoph must have left the White Horse. No one saw him go, nor the 2 men he'd been with, but he left his carrier bag containing his book and his pipe. Sometime before 9:30 that night, he went across the road to the Premier Food and Wine shop. As well as the cider, he bought a packet of cigarettes.
Thank you, my friend.
Christoph only ever smoked a pipe, so who were the cigarettes for? It could well have been his companions in the pub. He was seen with 2 men like them, walking towards his home.
I'm sorry, my friend, for interrupting the conversation.
Don't worry.
That's the last known witness to have seen Christoph Schliak alive. At about 10:15, an off-duty woman police constable noticed a man in blood-stained clothes walking briskly up the Uxbridge Road. The next day, Peter Tolhurst found 2 carrier bags and a jacket had been thrown through a pane of glass into his greenhouse. As he lived across the street from the police station on the Uxbridge Road, he reported his findings to the desk sergeant.
I don't know whether you're interested, but I found these in my garden. There's an awful lot of blood on them.
Except for one item, a shirt, the bags contained blood-stained clothes and linen belonging to Christoph Schliak. Later that day, police discovered his body in his flat. He'd been stabbed. Colin Wright had said there was a shirt that did not belong to Christoph, possibly the murderer's. This is a replica. The other one, the real one, is not in a fit condition to be shown here. Quite distinctive, this, isn't it?
That's right, Nick. This was found, in fact, in the bags thrown through the greenhouse. It's quite a distinctive motif, although not unique.
Now, these buttons have been sewn on, obviously not by somebody who's a very good seamstress.
That's right. Again, I mean, they stand out. Black button on the bottom and a brown on the cuff.
And it was pretty dirty when you got it, not just because it had blood on it, but it was just a dirty shirt. Very dirty.
Very grubby. Around the collar there was a thick black tide mark. Looked as if a man had been wearing it for a few days.
Right. The neck size, it's a medium-sized shirt. Obviously, thousands and thousands of these were made. You're not interested in people telling you where they are, who's got them, only if somebody can link it to a man of the right description. Now, the description we've got an artist's impression done by that police officer.
We have,
who saw the man walking down the Uxbridge Road. That's her impression of him. We know he's what? He's tallish.
He's about 5'10". He's got dark curly hair.
Okay, let's now look at the descriptions of the men in the pub. Now, this is the younger man.
That's right. He's got a ruddy complexion. He's about 25 to 28, of medium build, light brown, wavy hair, down to his collar. And we know he spoke with a noticeable Dublin accent.
And a lot of Irish people are in that pub, so they're going to be right about the geography.
Yes, they were bang on with that.
And the older man also probably had a Dublin accent, we think. Grey hair, medium build.
Not a very good description, but the two together, it may just stick in the mind of somebody.
OK, well, if there's any way in which you think you can help, please do call us. Christoph Schliak, if you knew him, you might have known him as Christoph Schliak. This is the number to call, 01 811 8055. Or you can call the Kensington Incident Room on 01741 6212. That's 01741 6212.